Hi again, and before we continue having fun, I just wanna apologize if you guys had to wait every single video I've uploaded. That is because I have two jobs, and even more, I have my own project startup. So hope you understand and be patient. I will not give up this good work, so don't worry. And sorry for my tired voice in the previous videos. Yeah, had reviewed a couple of them recently. Okay, enough for that. Um, we finished our previous video, some kind of test drive, if you remember. So let's try to remember that. Um, we had to deploy our web archive in the Tomcat manager. So and remind us what we had done there. So it was localhost 8080 Tomcat manager admin, and here's the application we deployed in the previous video. Let's try to run it again, and it still works. That's nice. Let's say we do not want to manually upload and deploy the applications anymore in our Tomcat manager. So let's just undeploy this application we have deployed in the previous video, and undeploy the application context successful, and close our Tomcat manager. And let's say we want to use our newly created in one of the videos new Tomcat instance to run our application. So let's configure it that way. To do that, we go to the servers, our instance configuration. Then open server XML. Go down, and just before host closing tag, do the following. Open the context tag with caps letter starting. Then create some attributes inside. The first one will be dog base. I'm sorry, like that. Second one will be path, and the last one will be reloadable. Reloadable, and then short close tag. Fine. Instead of reloadable attribute, just give the value true. In the path attribute, you can give any value you want, starting with slash and then some value, and that will be our URL name of our application that we will have to point in the browser URL string to access it. So something short and easy will help us in the future. Let's say J2EE, and in the dog base we must point to our application by typing the path to it. So if you remember where our application is stored when compile and packaging is finished, then it is the target folder, and this unpackaged folder. This is packaged version, and this is unpackaged. So we must point to that folder. Inside is our application. So right click on the folder select properties, and copy paste that long path and paste here. By doing that, we tell our Tomcat instance configuration that it should load the application directly from the target folder where it is compiled and assembled. So everything looks fine. Save the configuration, close the server XML, and let's try to start our Tomcat server instance. Start, and hope the application is will be started as well. So the Tomcat instance are started. Let's try to access our application. This time we choose port 8081 and point to our application. If you remember, we configured it in path attribute. So the my was J2EE, and hit enter, and let's see what happens. And all works fine. So you see now, you do not have to manually deploy the web archive in the Tomcat manager anymore. Now it's enough to just rebuild our project. And I always recommend to restart the server. Done. And just refresh the application, and all changes will be in effect. So that easy. And if we stop our Tomcat instance, then our application will not work anymore. You see. Done with that. And if you remember, we have created one GSP file, and here it is, and that will be only GSP file in our project, and it will have only one function, that is redirect to the Webflow entry point, because client will fall onto this welcome GSP file on the first access to our application. And just another little interesting thing I forgot to show you in the previous videos is how the GSP page looks after it is translated to the Java servlet. I'll try remember where these translated servlets were stored. It was in Apache server folder. Let's go to it. Tomcat 6 work Catalina localhost manager org Apache GSP. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm wrong, because we are not using a main Tomcat instance anymore, so we are looking for a wrong place. Because we are using another instance configured by Eclipse, we should look for our translated GSP files in the our workspace, Eclipse workspace. So I'm going to Eclipse workspace, then metadata, plugins. Yeah, this was difficult to find, and I think WST server core, temp, work, Catalina, localhost, and here's our application, org Apache GSP, and here it is. So where is our GSP file? Let's open it. And here's our content with the only one single heading, initial project test, and this GSP file was translated to the Java servlet, and here it is, index.jsp.java. Let's open it and let's see what's inside. And what you see here is just another kind of servlet, which is slightly different and more difficult to read. And if you go down, you see our output from GSP translated to the output stream like we did previously in one of our first servlet examples. And here's our heading, initial project test, and a lot of different and another stuff. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay. And here's, by the way, the compiled version of our servlet. That is GSP class, just some binary content in it. Okay, let's close this all and continue with our project. Let's keep it open. Now we will face the most difficult challenge in project setup, and that is download all the libraries and configure it proper way. Starting from this point, I will upload all the configurations and all code we will produce to the Google Subversion repository. I will do it by the end of this video. So okay, we have a project with the zero libraries included. So let's close all these things and keep open the POM XML file, and you see the Maven dependencies are empty, but we require a lot of libraries: Hibernate, Spring, Webflow, security, Java serverfaces, and some logging libraries, and so on. So you feel the amount of libraries we must find, download, and add. But luckily, we have Maven that that will help us a lot. So imagine if we weren't using Maven, then we should go to the library vendors in the Google and look for all libraries we require and ensure that the library versions are compatible with each other. That is difficult and an enormous amount of job, and will bring you to face some challenges. So with the Maven, I'll show you as an example how we can obtain libraries in the beautiful user interface. So just right click on our project, find the Maven option and click the add dependency. We have now opened a dialog box where we can just enter the library name, and the Maven plugin will search and look for the libraries instead of doing it manually by ourselves. So let's say actually we need the Hibernate dependencies, Hibernate libraries. So just type in the artifact ID, and it's like a Hibernate, and it will automatically search for libraries in the central remote Maven repository. And now we need just choose the correct one. We need to find the Hibernate from the org.hibernate, and that will be let's type the exact name of the library, Hibernate core, and here it is. Then we expand these, and we see the different versions available, and the last one is the 4.1.8. I've never used the last one, and I have used only 4.1, but I think we'll go with the last version. Should be not a big difference. So just choose the version and click OK. Then the Maven will automatically find. It's actually it's already found. Will automatically download and add this library to your configuration and project class path. So let's look. You already noticed that our POM file has changed, and a new entry of dependency is added. So let's perform some organization here. Dependency model version, group ID, artifact version, packaging name. Here's our dependencies, and here's one single dependency we have just added here, and that is our Hibernate library. Okay, and even more, we if we check Maven dependencies again, we see that we have not single Hibernate core library included, but also more libraries on which Hibernate core are dependent. So Maven did a lot of job for us. Let's try to find another library we require, and that is Hibernate validator, or Hibernate validator, and the last version is 5, still in alpha testing. Then we will choose one of previous versions. I'll choose the version previously that I have previously used, and that is 4.20. Select this, click OK, and you see we have the second dependency included. if we open the tree of dependencies, we have even more libraries added to the class path. Instead of doing this for each library we require, I will just copy the list of libraries and paste it in the our POM XML dependencies root node, so that the our project will receive all libraries at once and download and include it in the class path. So I have all required libraries in a buffer, so just paste it here, and it's okay that it will introduce many errors in the current configuration. We'll fix that on the go. So let's see what happens. And yeah, there's a lot of them. Don't worry, I will upload this to the repository, so you can just copy and paste it. Still one missing here is the Hibernate entity manager, which we'll add manually. But first of all, let's try to save the current configuration and let's see what happens. There will be an errors, and I will explain why. Okay. Currently now more libraries are downloading, and many of them. Okay, we have two exceptions. First one is the Oracle driver, database driver, and the second one is the PrimeFaces libraries. And the explanation to that, let's start from the PrimeFaces libraries. So the PrimeFaces libraries are not included in the central Maven repository. So we need to add additional repository to our configuration so that Maven can find PrimeFaces libraries and add to our class path. Let's do it right away. I have already prepared the additional repository from PrimeFaces where all PrimeFaces libraries are stored. So I just go and copy before dependencies root tag, repositories, and this repository looks like a repository primefaces.org. So let's save that and we'll see if this error will disappear. Save, and congratulations, this error disappeared. Still one error are on this line, and that's of course the Oracle driver. And the reason for this error is the same as for PrimeFaces libraries. Only one difference I see here is that Oracle GDBC driver are not stored in any Maven repositories. At least I couldn't find. So this GDBC driver from Oracle should be installed to your local Maven repository manually, thanks to Oracle and its headache copyrights. But before we install this Oracle GDBC driver manually, we'll just add one additional dependency so that we do not forget it. and that will be Hibernate entity manager, or Hibernate. Let's go for latest final version and click OK. Fine. And here's our Hibernate entity manager. Okay, let's produce with the Oracle JDBC driver manual installation. The only way I know is go to the Google and find this driver, then simply download it, and then we will perform some Maven interesting command to deploy this library to our local Maven repository so that our application can use it. Let's go to the Google, type in OGDBC, and here's some suggestions. Let's try this ogdbc14.jar download. Exactly what we need. And let's copy version, for instance. Let's see. This first link looks like exactly version that we need. Let's try to click it. Go away. Accept the license agreement. So remember the version we need, and here it is. The correct one we need is ogdbc14.jar. Let's try to download it. And as always, Oracle requires us to sign up for free Oracle web account. Luckily, I just have managed to remember my old account and got the download screen so that I can now download the library. So I'll click Save File, download to our work folder, say installers, and right over here, save. If you do not account, you probably should create it, and then you will be able to download this library. If you do not want to sign up, then you can find any other sources where you can download this library. Or probably I will upload this library to the version control repository, so you can simply download it without any problems. So now we have the library downloaded, and let's look for it. And here it is. And now we want to install this library to our local Maven repository. To do that, we open the command line, and copy the path to the folder which contains our library, and just go into it. Now we need to perform the Maven command that will install this library to our local Maven repository, and you also can find it on the Google. Let's say let's try first one. Let's copy it to the notepad and edit to prepared correct way. Be careful, there's a backslash in the middle. It will break your command. And let's look. Maven install file dgroup com oracle, that's correct. The artifact, this is a simple artifact ID. Then the version we need, to just copy from here. Fine. The packaging jar is correct. The file name, if you remember, we have a slightly different file name. I think I have opened, yeah. Let's copy it with the extension. Okay. And the last one is attribute that says to generate additional POM files that describe this artifact. Let's copy all this long command to the our command line, paste, and try to execute it here. And let's see what happens. Hit enter, and success. You see that our long command were executed successfully, and the library were installed in our local Maven repository. You can check it by following the path you see on your command line, and it's a M2 folder repository com oracle HDBC 14, the version, and POM file, and here's a jar library we require. Let's try to follow it and check if this is for true. That way. Close the command line. You can close the notepad. And I have already two versions here. One is for my own projects that we will do not use, and one is just recently we have managed to install, and that is this version. Open this and you see that the library were installed in our local Maven repository successfully. Now Maven can Maven project configuration can reference this in our local Maven repository, and this error should disappear. So okay, let's try to update Maven dependencies for our project. say project. Let's try just update project. Click OK. And you see that our error disappeared. That means that this library were found in our local Maven repository and added to the class path. And now you can check the Maven dependencies tree, and you see there are a lot of libraries included right now. And here's by the way our Oracle GDBC database driver that we will use to connect to the database. Not we exactly, but we will use Hibernate, and Hibernate will use this driver to connect to the database. So if you look carefully, you see that all these dependencies are references to the local Maven repository. So you see the M2 folder repository, and so on, so on, so on. So all dependencies are driven by Maven. Now our dependency configuration looks alright. I think we should try to build our project and see if any additional exceptions pops out. I hope that we didn't forget any libraries, and at least we should be happy that Maven did the most of the work for us. There's a lot more configuration possible to create in this POM XML file. This is just dependencies, but we have a lot of options. If you click Control Space, you see that there's a lot of tags available, which we will not use most likely. Most important is the build configuration, where we can define the most detailed procedure of builds. So we will do it later if we require. If not, then we will not do it. So let's try to build our project with all the libraries included and see what happens. So now you see that the application in the webin folder, there's no lib folder, and after we launch the build, we should see the lib folder included in the webinf folder, and that folder should contain all the libraries we just added to our project. Let's see if it happens. So okay, build. And luckily the build is successful, and if we see from the beginning, everything went fine. More libraries downloaded. And let's look at our target folder, how it looks right now. Let's refresh it. Let's open our application, webinf, and now you see the lib folder is included in the webinf folder. So if we open that with these all libraries we just added to our class path, these all libraries were copied let's better open this is close. Let's better open the Windows Explorer. Our project, target, application web.lib. All these jar files were copied from the local Maven repository to the application, so that this application is standalone. It can be deployed on the application server, and all these libraries will be playing after configuration, of course. We haven't done configuration yet. We will do it in the next video, and that will be our next challenge. This was a easy part because we didn't have to look for libraries manually, download it, and add to the class path. So if you now check our web archive size, then you see that now it is more heavy. It's 21 megabyte comparing to the few kilobytes in the beginning before we added all these libraries. Okay, let's close that, close this. We have warnings here. Let's see. I don't know where it comes from. Okay, that's we'll try to figure out later. By the way, I will show you interesting feature included in the Maven plugin. If you open POM.xml file, and you can find here many useful features to follow your dependencies and look for dependency here, and you see that which dependencies require another dependencies, so that it sometimes helps to resolve the version conflicts. And by the way, the effective POM is more heavier than the POM file we just created because it's inherits many other Maven configuration entries from Maven itself. The configurations that we do not see in normal case in our project object model, but these are still effective. So probably you can study it if you're interested in. Okay, I didn't notice when this changed to the 1.5 version. Maybe this is a problem, I don't know. Let's try to change it back to the 1.6 version. And by the way, we figured out why this warning were here. Now it's disappeared, so probably we have just resolved one more problem. And just one little last thing, as I promised, I will upload this project or just few source files, configurations to the Google Subversion repository, and I will do it now. And the link to the project source code, I will post it in the this video part description, so that you can open it in the browser in your favorite browser and browse the source code and copy code, or you can even check out the project in your Eclipse, which is I do not suggest you to do that. I recommend you to do the all coding and configuration with your own hands, so that it will remain in your memories, and probably you just find it easier to copy the things such as dependencies and some default configurations that will not change, and so on. So okay, I'll share the project, share project, and that will be SVN. Next URL. The name of the project will be J2EE tutorial YouTube. Now let's try it. A little mistake here. I think I should add it without trunk and then do it this way. That should be empty. Yeah, that's right. Okay. By the way, same result I got from yeah, that's the same. Okay, let's try it that way. The initial import comment. Let's try. Okay. The authentication is required only for commenters. You should not be prompted for this. Looks that all went successfully. Just not commented yet, so we'll perform comment. I'll uncheck the unrequired files, like in a class path, then a project. POM.xml is required. It holds our configuration. Then these are not required at all. Source, main, Java resource, these are all required. Index.jsp required. And web.xml required. So I'll try to commit it. And let's commit. And it looks now like successfully committed to the repository. Still has some changes. I'll see what it is. Yeah, and these files are not required and should be ignored. So they're just basically plain Eclipse configuration. Window preferences, team, ignored resources. The first one was class path. Not always work. Then let's check it. Disappeared. Click on project. And the folder settings. And now it's fully synchronized with the Subversion repository. So all files are commented and looks up to date. So let's say if you now wanna copy some configuration which I have showed you in this video, you go to your web browser, copy the link that you will found in this video part description, paste it in your browser, hit enter, and this link will bring up you to the our tutorial source code repository. You can browse the code right away in the browser. Open the trunk. Here's our application, and you already see the POM XML file which we have created and the added dependencies to it. So you can open it here and of course copy dependencies and just review the whole file. That's very cool. And you can go deeper and here's our index.jsp file and of course web XML file. Okay, and of course you can just check out this project right away in your Eclipse, so as you wish. So okay, I end up with the long video today. Hope you enjoy, and join me in the next video where we will configure all the libraries we have just added, and in the end of the next video we should be able to run test run that will show us if the Java server faces with Webflow and Spring are working correctly, so that we can continue developing our application. And if we will have enough time, we'll install the Oracle database. And okay, join in the next video. See you.